my name is Julie Ritchie, and this is my adventure. I took a trip to Guatemala with Habitat for Humanity through CBRE Cares.
This year, in the end of October, I went to Guatemala with the CBRE Cares group. We go down with Habitat for Humanity Global Village, and we went down there and built a house for a local family.
Shake, 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 Sinora, shake your body line.
The project that we were working on the two teams was basically when we arrived, it was just a plot of land, dirt. So the very first part of the project was digging ditches to lay the foundation for the house. And these are very tiny homes compared to obviously here in the US. But so we spent the first couple days just digging the ditches for the foundations. And what was interesting is we got down, like 3 feet for the foundation and thought, we were done and it was all good. And then the masonry guy comes and says, we need to go down further. So we had to go down another 3 feet. So, and we thought we were all done and we had to start all over. And so we spent the first few days just digging ditches.
So the actual project when we got down there was building a house for a wonderful family. It's mom and dad they have 2 kids as well. And basically they still have to pay for the house, and they do the financing through Habitat for Humanity, so it's more of a reasonable price for them. They also do sweat equity hours, so they work with us constantly on site. And we literally built a tiny 410 square foot house out of cinder blocks for them. And if I never touch a cinder block again in my life, I will be okay with that. I had bruises from head to toe on my body by the time I got back, and I was so sore every night. But now I know how to mix cement very well, and I could possibly build a tiny doghouse out of cinder blocks.
My girl's name is Sonora. I tell you friends, I adore her. And when
So funny thing is, I was super excited to go. I did a red-eye flight down to Guatemala City. I was really nervous, and of course, worst timing ever, I get a migraine at the end of the flight. The first thing I did in Guatemala once I got there was puke in an airport bathroom. It was not the greatest thing ever, but the trip following that, it could only go up from there, and it was absolutely amazing.
Had a group of about 18 people going down to Guatemala. Habitat for Humanity met us at the airport and made the trip really seamless. The trip was about 10 days. So you got down there a day early, went to the hotel, and then the next morning the Habitat crew took us to Antigua, which is where we built 2 homes for 2 families. So we split off in a team of 2 teams, and so the work site was about 20 minutes or so from the hotel that we stayed at in Antigua. And so each morning we got up, had breakfast, went off to the work site, and the family was there at the work site with us, helping, including the kids. So we had a couple of young teenagers that went on the trip with us, and they spent some time entertaining the kids while we were working. It was really hard work. On the project that I was on, we were cutting rebar and putting that rebar together for the columns for the house, and then mixing the cement. And that we were mixing the cement in the street by hand with shovels. It was extremely hard work, but it was so satisfying.
jump in the line, rock your body at time. Okay, I believe you, jump in the line.
Last GCS meeting, Scott actually got up on stage and talked about going to Guatemala the year before. And when I heard him say that he was going to Guatemala and how amazing it was, it literally, a light bulb went off. It was perfect for me. I've always wanted to do a Habitat trip to a different country. And I did a report in 5th grade on Guatemala, and I've been obsessed with going to Guatemala ever since. So it was 2 and 2 together, it was a perfect match, and I knew I had to go.
Can talk about cha-cha, tango waltz or the rumba, Senora's dance.
So the purpose of Habitat is definitely not a handout, it's a hand up. And so each one of the Habitat homeowners have to qualify for a loan that they have to repay in order for Habitat to build the home. They also have to do sweat equity, which is to put in time themselves and their family members to build that home. There is obviously a huge need in Guatemala for livable housing conditions. I think we would all be amazed at the living conditions that go on there. I mean, most people are living in metal shacks with no running water, no toilet facilities, and are cooking in an open fire situation. Which obviously all of the smoke stays there in the hut or the house, which is obviously not good health-wise for the family. So part of Habitat and what they do is, also in building these homes, is establish clean water. They have a portable water system, and you can donate actually for a water purification system for homes. I know a lot of the members of the team that we went with donated for that. And then you can also do the stoves too. So they're trying to pipe the smoke from the fires out of the house so that the living conditions are obviously much improved.
Rock your body in time.
So if you're interested in going on a trip for CBRE Cares Habitat for Humanity, just know that the approximate cost, and of course depends on the location that you're going to, is probably around $1,500 plus airfare. So all of that money is money that you have to raise in order to go. And so obviously there's lots of fundraising ideas and stuff that you can do to help with that. CBRE Cares also donates or matches about $350 for you to go on that trip. But I just want everybody to know that the money that you have to raise and the airfare and any time off is out of your bucket.
To go, I have a new baby at home that's only 1.5 years, so we didn't have the extra $2,000 basically that I had to raise to go on this trip. So I decided to fundraise. We put together a bunch of yard sales. I collected donations. I spent my weekends working at yard sales all weekend in Marysville in the blazing heat of the summer. I did get a nice tan though. I helped my mom sew medical hats for the hospital she works at, and we sold those. I started a GoFundMe account as well and got donations that way. And I did a lot of babysitting for my family members to get extra money as well.
Jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay.
I am really grateful for the opportunity I had to do this, and I will do it again in a second. It was a lot of hard work, but I learned how much a little smile or good morning means to people, and how much you can really affect them without even doing something big that you think it is, but it makes a big difference to them, and you can change people's lives with just a little act.
You jump in the saddle, hold on to the bridle, jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everyone at CBRE.